Welcome back to Game 2 between Liquid Hero, Startale Life. This is for the Ritmix RSL. Group stage right now, so these are best of 3 series. Game 1 went to Life in a really interesting opening and then just solid play because the guy's just awesome, regardless how you want to talk about it. And I was thinking, just between these games, the kind of style that Life was really playing there with the really early Ling aggression, followed up by, throwing away a lot of his roaches and lings just to be able to batter the front end of the protoss, is what it was really doing is just forcing Hero to always be defensive. And that gives you a lot of freedom, particularly as a Zerg player. I remember when I first started out playing, I was playing Terran because the campaign was Terran for Wings of Liberty, and that's what I felt like I was really good at. But the problem was it builds this kind of, don't know how you want to describe it, this kind of mentality where you think about what, like single player games, where it's about defense and holding back and getting the right kind of composition and not wanting to trade units. The problem was when I started playing that way, you'd have opponents that put the aggression on you, challenged you in different ways. Unless you were amazing at defense, eventually they would break you because they controlled the map. They had better economy. They were doing damage to you, whereas you were just killing off some of their army. Are we actually going to have a hatch first? Did we get... No, I don't have a forge down here. Looks like he wants to go Nexus first instead. Oop. Tried to sneak out. Is he going to get it? Yes, just in time. Slick little move by Life. You gotta sometimes hide yourself a drone so you can get out there and make sure that gets down. The forge has been started now. I wonder if he's going to try to cannon specifically in retaliation to this. He might, but that forge is going to be a little bit delayed. Gas started on this side and a pool. See that this overseer here, this overlord, I'm sorry, is actually super important because if we look at the vision of Life, he can actually now see this. Whereas if he didn't have the overlord here, he would not be able to see that. Oh, wow. I didn't realize that was a full tight wall off in there. Well, he gets one cannon started, and unfortunately he's going to have to trap his probe in here. Interesting. This is a pretty big cannon commitment out of Hero, but once again, this goes to show why it's so much more common to see pool before a hatch in this matchup. He's going to be able to build himself a crawler or two. What if he's just going to have to abandon? No, this is what I like doing as well. If you do get cannon rushed, sometimes blocking their expansion works super, super well. It's nice that that's already right on top of the creep. Well, that hatchery... Wow, that is a lot of cannons committed to that. I'm very surprised to see that amount of cannon commitment. Gas is not being taken right now at all. He does have the extractor. Good chunk of lings running by. But he should be able to get this wall up here if he's diligent. I know that this is going to die off. I'm interested to see what happens up here. He's leaving himself open. Don't know if he's going to try to run through or not. He does let it finish. The reason he let it finish is because of the creep. You see he's actually trying to direct his broodlings. He almost actually gets 3 probes on it. He got 1. Oh, that's so shitty. It's such a great position. He's going to lose so many lings to try to take that out. 10 kills on that cannon before it goes down. Almost lost that crawler as part of that as well. Now up on this side, fair bit of delay for Hero as well. But you see that there's a bit of an advantage. I'd still say there might have been a bit of advantage for the Protoss. What would have been really interesting to do And you see what Life is doing is making sure that that nexus is there. Because what you can do is just maybe go for a delayed 4-gate. Throw down 3 gates up here. Oh, actually, he's getting a starport out. Stargate. I'm sorry, starport. Give me a break. Does he know about this? He does not know about it. But with the cybernetic score, you can chrono boost out your warp gate and just go for a mass zealot push. Because these bases... He does have one zealot out. This zealot's more for scouting than anything else. He wants to confirm that there is a third base. Is he going to kill it? Oh, he almost does. That would have been really cute. If you go for something like 10 zealots, maybe a sentry with a guardian shield, it's very easy to take out these bases and force them back because there's no tech place to deny it. He is getting out the +1 melee there, or weapons, so it would allow him to 2-shot zerglings. Two more gateways on the way, and the Nexus is there as well. So it won't be any type of all-in. I don't mind the Phoenix play. It'll take him a while to get out enough Phoenixes, particularly as he's dealing with his Nexus just going up. Whereas all 3 hatcheries just pop now for life. So he should be able to drone up super huge. Speed is almost finished as well. He's going to go around, look for any overlords and kill. Hidden probe on the map, he'll be able to use that later. Ooh, lots of observers. Really wants to get that Phoenix count up high pretty quick. Do we get spores in the base? Doesn't. Yep, we do have a spore in the base. You do need those. You don't want to risk losing your queens super easy and for free. That's not going to be able to get too much damage in on the queen. You need 4 or 5 phoenixes if you really want to try and take it out. Well, he might be able to do it now. It'll cost him a lot of his energy, but yeah, that's an alright pickoff. That's pretty cool. So he did find the pylon, but he was not able to really do anything about it with those zealots warped in. Still making more phoenixes. There's the big pile of zealots. These are all +1 zealots versus these 0/0 lings. This is something that I know Hero is really, really good at, is this really slick Phoenix play and then being able to warp in more units behind it to deal. He'll lose that pylon, but it's not going to bother him too much. If he can pick up a few of these roaches, he'll be able to do better with his zealots here. He did get supply blocked behind us because of losing that one pylon. I mean, this isn't what Hero hoped to have accomplished. He wanted to be able to get some economic damage in with these zealots. Gonna get that queen? He is. That's a little unfortunate for life. Queens kind of like to go out and defend everything. Been very, very effective so far, but now this Void Ray should be able to keep him fairly safe. Gonna start producing immortals. Yes, he is. The roaches might be able to get a little bit of damage in, but those Phoenix can cross the map really quickly. Be able to deal with them. Hydralisk Den is on the way. A little bit delayed though. Just picking off a couple more workers. Ooh, is he paying attention? No, he is not, unfortunately. He's more worried about what's going on back at his base. Hero's in a pretty good spot so far this game. The good thing for life is he does have his 3 bases up working and a 4th base on the way. Hero does scout this. So he's not in a terrible position. With the Immortal out here, I think you just gotta be very careful not to lose a bunch of units needlessly to some force fields. Does get that base cancelled, so it's keeping the economy a little bit better here. Does get a sentry. That's it. Bit costly there for life. Didn't really get much done with that. He doesn't really have anything out on the map now. No vision, no control. He's going to have to sit back and defend and build up a pretty good Hydra army in order to hold off this push that we're going to probably see coming out here pretty soon. I don't think Hero's got a big enough army, but he does have the Mothership Core, so he can always recall if he gets himself in a bad spot. The Hydralisks are out, so they should be able to control space a little bit better. Actually got about, what is this, 14, up to 16 kills with those Phoenixes. Buffy. Whoa. Big Hydra flank here. And this is, I would be warp. Oh shoot, he used up all of his energy he needed for a recall. This was a little bit of an overextension, I feel, here from Hero. He's going to lose a lot of his stuff. Oh man. Must have just not known those Hydras are there, because that cost him quite a bit. We'll see if he's able to hang on to this third base. That's going to be super, super critical. If we look back at his base here, these mineral patches are already going to be, they're going to be gone in the next minute. So Hero did sacrifice all of his map control. He must not have known those Hydras were there. Let's see what the upgrades are like. Just the +1 for his weapons. We've got 1/1 on the other side. Not many Hydras in this mix right now, unfortunately. I don't know. It doesn't look like Hero wants to commit to defending this because of the speed on all these units. Can pretty easily overwhelm him. All he really has out is this Colossus. Yeah, if he picks up all the Hydralisks, he'll actually be in a bit of a better spot. The unfortunate part now is that he might lose this base. Naughty is going to lose almost all of his probes. Hey, this isn't even the best trading for life here. All he really wants to make sure is that he takes out this base. If he can, even if he loses all these roaches, taking out this base is a big enough win. Good little flank here. Once again, there's almost nothing to protect these Colossus, no ground army. This is just interesting play out of life because there's nothing really high-tech about it. He's never gone out mutas or corruptors. He has been getting Vipers though, to his credit. His upgrades are never a super high priority. It's all about big units and big macro. And it's working out well. Even against a much higher tech Protoss player. These Zealots aren't going to do much back there. Yeah, once again, this doesn't bother Life to be trading things away in this kind of poor sense. What he wants to do is just get in as much damage as he can. Colossus is actually getting a little bit of hull damage on it there. But it will hold off and do okay. Well, I'd be expecting Life to be maxing out here quite shortly. He got himself a bit supply blocked though, as his 2-2 is about to finish up. The Protoss aside, still, well, he's got 1-1 now at least. It's not great, but it's not terrible. Yeah, getting the Overseers. We haven't had even a Twilight, I don't think, out of Hero. Yeah, he does have a Twilight. There's his Blink. I was about to say, or if he got Blink or Charge, might help him a little bit with some cost effectiveness here. I don't think he's going to be able to hold off now that these Vipers are out to take care of the Colossus. Big Zealot warp in, but those are going to get destroyed pretty quickly. Life's pretty much just going to stay at max the rest of this game. As soon as something dies, more things are just going to get made out. Hero Phoenix. And the game and the series goes to life, showing us once again why he is a dominant force, taking two what I consider very convincing wins over Liquid Hero. Thank you very much for tuning in to SeKo Starcraft. We'll see you guys later.